Hey everybody, I'm in my office. This is gonna be my first vlog in person in over a year inside a building. All my vlogs have been outside, so it's a big step for me. Hope you're enjoying it. Although this video will probably be out well after pretty much almost everybody in the US, adults have been vaccinated, so it might be not a big deal, but go back to your first time in person, meeting with somebody, and so forth after COVID, might be a big deal to you, maybe not. In any event, I'm meeting with two different individuals. They're from Mad Mango Marketing, Robert DeFeo, hope I'm pronouncing that right, and Uscilla. They're both from Mad Mango Marketing, and we're gonna talk about a ton of topics. We're gonna talk about local SEO, we're gonna talk about core SEO, backlinks, and link building. We're gonna talk about managing clients, different tools you can manage, and so forth. There's a whole list of stuff we're gonna talk about. I'm not sure what topic I'm gonna talk about with who. They're both coming at the same time to meet with me and to talk about SEO. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video and hope everybody's being healthy and safe. See you guys soon. Bye-bye. But first, a quick message from our sponsor. Finding a good SEO partner that specializes in content marketing can be hard. Since 1999, Internet Marketing Ninjas has built its reputation on SEO and content marketing strategies. Internet Marketing Ninjas is run by Jim Boykin. I've known Jim for close to 20 years now. He's been a very hands-on SEO, he's a very hands-on CEO as well, and he's built a great team at the Internet Marketing Ninjas. From what I hear, their clients are very happy with them too. The Internet Marketing Ninjas could also help you with your core web vitals and page experience update. They're very hands-on with that. They'll make the changes for you, not just provide the audit. So check them out at internetmarketingninjas.com. Thank you guys for coming out here. Appreciate it. You guys are the first people in my office since COVID hit, since that last video I did here back in like March of last year. So thanks for braving it and coming out here. I appreciate it. Can you tell people in this camera who you guys are?
I'm Aaron Uscilla.
I'm Robert DeFeo.
And we're Mad Mango Marketing from New Haven, Connecticut. We do SEO for small to medium-sized businesses. We do pay-per-click, Facebook ads, and we have an arm of our business that develops software as well. So mobile apps, CRMs, that kind of thing.
Awesome. So when did you start this company? It's Mad Mango Marketing.
Yeah, so Mad Mango Marketing, it's kind of a fun name. We started it 2 years ago, so early 2019. I graduated Clemson University in 2016 and got a job at a firm that was developing software. I was helping them get some SEO clients, and I thought that there was some opportunity there because they were more focused on software. I saw an opening with their SEO package, so I was Rob's older brother's best friend in high school. And he was young and wanted to do something, so I talked to him and we kind of started our own thing.
Myself, I always had a pretty big drive and motivation to work for myself and be some sort of entrepreneur because my brother was leading at the helm, always starting small businesses from a young age, so I had a lot of big shoes to fill. So my family had a lot of kayaks when we were growing up, and there wasn't a lot to do in the local area. So I wanted to start a business out of renting those. So started with the simple Facebook post, $15 an hour, and you can rent a single kayak, and my inbox exploded in the area. So I got really interested in marketing and how I could grow that business, and that led me into Facebook ads and digital marketing and pay-per-click campaigns. And now I'm a whole spot of the Monroe area. The town moms love me, which is great. I give them something to do, and during COVID it was awesome because it allowed people to safely get outside of the house and get some fresh air and exercise. So that's really where my interest started for it, and it's only bloomed since Aaron and I became Mad Mango Marketing.
Awesome. So I gotta ask, why the name Mad Mango?
Yeah, so we were looking for a name that people would remember, and we knew people liked alliterations and people liked food. Those are two things that people remember. So Rob's mom's actually from Jamaica, and so mangoes are a fruit that we would eat often and enjoy, and looking for an alliteration with food involved, and just kind of stumbled across that with available domain for us to purchase.
There you go.
Yeah.
I could have licensed Rusty Mangoes if you want.
Yeah,
I don't know if that goes well together, but I don't know. Cool, awesome. All right, so how long so you've been around in SEO for longer?
Yeah, so I've been in like three to 4 years at this point, and Rob is like 2 years essentially since Mad Mango started. I had a little that dated before our business, with that firm that I started with out of college.
Awesome. Okay, so let's go into a little bit about the topics you wanted to discuss. So I think you guys have a lot of work in what's called trade businesses.
Yeah.
Can you define what that means, trade businesses?
Yeah, so blue collar work, plumbing, HVAC, electricians, generator installation, roofers, gutter installers. So just your typical trade school businesses.
Cool.
And that's what my father actually started in. So he started my love for entrepreneurship. He owns an HVAC business in Hamden, Connecticut. And so that's kind of our first client too.
Cool. And I assume a lot of that type of SEO work is Google My Business, local SEO, and so forth.
Yes, it's a lot of reviews, finding unique ways for our clients to get reviews, optimizing the GMB, and then directories as well, just making sure that everything's in order there.
So I had a plumbing issue with one of my sinks. I think the first plumber couldn't fix it. He came out, tried to fix it. He's like, you got to hire like a roto-rooter because it's like a really long snake, whatever that means. So the first local business came to me, didn't ask for anything with business reviews, but roto-rooters on top of it. They ask you for your cell phone, your email, and you got like 15 different text messages and emails saying, please review us on Google My Business. Here's a link. So I assume that's somewhat of the strategy there.
Yeah, so it's with the trade businesses, it's tricky because sometimes the business owner is not as willing to ask for reviews, or they're set in their ways. So you have to come up with unique ways to get reviews for them. We try things like QR codes on cards that they leave after the job's done. It's a little bit of a gray area, but some of our clients will offer their employees incentives to get reviews. So like if you get 5 reviews, you get a flat screen TV from your employer kind of thing. Because if you have more reviews than your competition, Google tends to usually
reviews are
rank that.
And people read the reviews also. I mean, I read the reviews. I want to know who I'm hiring, especially in the trade business.
Yeah, and they pull a lot of like keywords from that, like when they highlight things in reviews, when they're searched. So we want to make sure that our clients are responding to reviews completely, saying what service they offered, and maybe even where as well, if they're like a plumber or an HVAC person.
Okay, so what are your obviously reviews are very important. What else is there in local SEO for these trade businesses?
Yeah, so it's really important to build backlinks, but you want to try to build them locally. So what we've done is kind of reached out through LinkedIn and other social platforms and met with some other local business owners in person, socially distanced, of course, because back in COVID, and talked about how we can benefit one another if we are collaborating on a piece of content, or maybe there is a fundraiser that they're a part of and they'd like us to sponsor, and in exchange they talk about one of our services, or perhaps we do work for a business that we have to plumb. Say we're working with one of our plumbers, and we will talk about that entire job that we did for them, show before and after pictures, and then maybe even a video testimonial of how that job went and explain how we went through that job and the things that needed to be repaired.
Interesting. So it's really getting that response from your customers and showcasing that either on the website, in trade journals, not trade journals, but in like local review websites, as well as on the customer's website themselves?
Yeah, if you can. One thing that is something we're exploring right now is the trade schools as well. Because all the trade schools have usually pretty authoritative domains. And so there's unique ways that you can work with the trade schools in your area that give you a lot of local credibility. You could do things like do a seminar for free for their students. You could be posted on their website looking for employees. So those are places we look for the local guys, because it's tough to build a lot of backlinks for them.
And are you building, I assume a lot of these customers of yours, the local trade businesses, don't have websites to begin with, or they do already?
Yeah, so at this point in 2021 they do, and that's actually a pretty decent issue that we run into, is sometimes they come to us with already built websites on platforms that are not malleable to SEO, or just give us a little bit harder of a time. So we have to either convince them to go to a new website, which a platform, something like WordPress, if they're on like just some old builder. Sometimes they don't know where their domain is or their hosting provider. They don't even know that's a thing. And then we have to go communicate with the marketing team that first took them on
20 years ago, right?
Sometimes that marketing team, either doesn't exist or doesn't want to give up the information. We even had one time.
Right.
So yeah, that's kind of something we run into with these smaller business owners.
So when it comes to the websites, so are you asking them to also like build how-to content? Because I see a lot of like when I want to do it myself type of stuff, you see a lot of like HVACs or plumbers saying how to fix your sink and stuff like that. Is that part of the strategy or not really, you guys?
Yeah, so that's one area. One area we're really moving forward to is getting these guys on video because they have a tough time writing. They could talk your ear off all day long, but when it comes down to writing a 1,000-word blog, it takes them a year, and you reminding them every week about it because they have so much on their plate. So doing a video of them walking through a process and then paying for a transcript of that video, putting it underneath the video so that Google can still read what's being said and we could link it to other articles or blogs on that website, kind of double dip on that content. Which helps everybody, makes it easier for them, makes it feel fun for them, makes them feel like they're getting a little bit of star treatment, like what we feel like today coming to your place. And
so I have to, I mean, on those videos, so you're telling them to describe how a person at home could do the job that they're going to potentially be hired to do.
Yes.
So it's kind of like they're giving away information for free, and they're not going to get the job because they're giving it away for free. How do you convince them to like say, make that video, show a person how to unclog their drain for free? It's going to help you in the long run. How does that work?
Well, typically when our clients are displayed like that the proof is kind of in the pudding of their work. And if we're willing to give the process of how to do it, which ideally is explained step by step to where someone could watch this video and follow it themselves, they feel that trust and credibility in our client that why don't I just not take that leap of faith that maybe I'm going to forget one snippet of this video and the whole thing could go awry, and trust that this person is an industry professional or an expert and that they could take on this job and get it completed better than I can.
Another thing that's valuable too is just getting your logo in front of, getting your website, domain, logo on their screen. So if you're a plumber and you teach somebody how to unclog a drain once for free, when their shower explodes, they're probably going to call the person that they've had experience with or they've trusted in the past if you still come up when they search for you in that moment.
So I can see why it makes sense for a really large brand like a Roto-Rooter because they have people all over the place. But when I'm Googling how to fix a sink, there's some like company out in Ohio or something. I'm in New York. I'm not going to hire that company, but I want to see how it's done. And if I don't feel comfortable doing it, I'm going to call my local plumber who didn't make that video and know what they're going to do beforehand, just so I understand how it's going to work. Have your clients ever said, hey, I posted a video, somebody reached out to me through YouTube or Facebook because they saw the video? Have you seen that happen a lot?
Yeah, so we see it sometimes on like the GMB postings, like the videos there. That's really, so what we'll do is we'll create a post about that video and then just either link to the YouTube link or to the blog about that. And so that gets clicks, and that we do see some calls from. We have yet to really get confirmation of like straight from YouTube. And again, these guys are running businesses and they're usually gritty, hard workers. Sometimes if they don't have the office staff, which a lot of them don't, they forget to ask like, where did you find me from? So that we find GMB gets a lot of clicks on those videos.
So you can track the GMB stuff, which is cool. YouTube, you really can't, it's hard for them to track a phone call from there. But at the same time, there's a benefit in terms of getting those other ways of getting backlinks to the website because people might be embedding that content. It might be ranking well on YouTube and so forth. Interesting. Anything else on the local SEO side in terms of strategies or tips that you want to share?
We use HARO for our back building. So that's really that, and with directories and our other strategies for backlink building, that's usually the total package for a local business.
Cool.